Mr. Nicolescu, we have let's say some form of final decision so far on the Schengen accession of Bulgaria and Romania, agreement with Austria, and European Commission supports it as well. What is your comment generally basic on what you see in the document?
It's a step ahead in terms of the decision made by the Council via a written procedure. I'm not satisfied with the joint statement made by Bulgaria, Romania, and Austria, and this is mainly linked to the land borders. I'm not satisfied because there are 5 new conditions which are not part of the Schengen criteria, and on top of this, there is also a sixth condition to have access with the land borders, meaning to decrease the migration in Austria. This has nothing to do with Romania, has nothing to do with Bulgaria. We are not a neighboring country with Austria. Austria has completely different neighbors, so we cannot be accountable for the migration coming, I don't know, from somewhere else, from Serbia, from Hungary, from Croatia, from Slovenia, from Italy. This is a bit weird in my view.
Okay, we see that our government present this decision or agreement as victory. At the same time, we see that Austrian conditions, which were announced in the beginning of December, have entered completely in this document. So, in fact, what you previously mentioned, that our countries have legitimate right without any conditions to enter, that's now being transformed. So, to what extent this solution is a victory, as it is announced? To what extent it is some kind of ultimatum or other thing imposed by Austria?
I don't like to comment on political statements on both sides. What I can tell you is that the government of Austria has a completely anti-European behavior. And since December 8, 2022, it's obvious that they have been acting against the EU basic principles. So we were asked to have more checks between Romania and Bulgaria. This is totally anti-European. Why do we need to have more checks between Bulgaria and Romania? Who is going to pay for that, and what is the reason? Why, if the Romanians want to go and to enjoy the Black Sea coast of Bulgaria next year, why should we have more checks? I don't understand that. The same, why, if the Bulgarians want to visit the beautiful Romanian Carpathians or the beautiful monasteries from Bukovina, why do they need to have more checks? I really don't understand that. So this is populism. This is purely populism. This has something to do with their internal political agenda, and it's completely anti-European. And it's our role as a civil society to make the point and to be very clear on this.
How do you expect that this extra guarded border between Bulgaria and Romania will influence the flow of people and goods between the countries?
For sure, it will not have a positive impact, and again, is completely anti-European, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why. So I understand one request coming from them saying, okay, guys, Bulgarians and Romanians, if there are illegal migrants entering your country, you should too, and if they arrive in Vienna, then you have to take it. You have to take it back. That's fair. That's fair. If you are not able to protect the border, take the people back. But why to have additional checks and additional lie? I don't understand. I'm totally against, because this is, we in Europe, we have to create more solidarity. You have to create more trust, and they are asking us actually to put more obstacles between Romanians and Bulgarians, and this is totally, in my view, this is totally unacceptable.
What are the chances that Bulgaria and Romania join the land Schengen after this agreement?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to say it because again, it's linked to 5 new criteria. It's not fair. The Croats were not asked for something like that, so this is totally unfair. But let's suppose that this is in our hand, and it's not a criteria that we cannot meet, so it's not impossible. But I'm more concerned about the 6 criteria, saying, okay, if you meet the 5 criteria, then you can join if the migration decrease substantially in Austria. But this is not in our hand. What can we do to decrease migration in Austria? What can we do if they don't want to I mean to protect their country, and if they don't have if there is no good protection on somewhere else, in, for example, as I said, in Slovenia, Croatia, or Italy, or Hungary, or Serbia? This is not in our hand. It's something out of our control, and that's why it's totally, in my view, it's totally unfair. It's totally unfair, and the European Commission, to be honest, I expected more. I expected them to see that they are the guardian of the principle, they are the guardian of the treaty, and I expected them to be more active in sanctioning any deviation from the EU rules, treaties, standards.
Your NGO has attacked in the European Court Austria over its lack of solidarity, presumed abuse of good trust and solidarity principle in the EU, and not accepting Bulgaria and Romania into Schengen. What is the situation of this court procedure right now? Where have you reached?
So we have 2 actions in the court. One action is linked to the environmental impact, because the trucks waiting at the border between Greece and Bulgaria, and between Bulgaria and Romania, they have been between Romania and Hungary. They have been producing an they producing pollution. Yeah, they have been generating CO2 emissions. So this is one case, and we are in EU court. Yeah, in the first trial, and we are in the second trial with the decision made by December 8th. And I look forward to seeing the outcome. And our action is for Romania, is for Bulgaria, but is for the EU. EU cannot survive with behaviors like the one showed by the Austrian leaders in relation to the accession of Romania and Bulgaria. You cannot be abusive. You cannot act in a discriminatory manner. So it's our right to be part of the Schengen zone. We have been losing money because we are not part of the Schengen zone. It's something between zero point 0.8 and 2% of our GDPs. Yeah, and the Greeks also lose money. Yeah, so it's not only Romania and Bulgaria affected; there are also the Greeks affected, because they are only in theory part of the Schengen zone with the land borders. They can only be part if Bulgaria and Romania joins. So this is the situation, and our action, as I said, is pro-Europe. We have been trying to defend Europe. We have been trying to smash the abusive vetoes that could be so detrimental for the future of the Union.
Okay, finally, there are some claims that if somebody is skeptical of this agreement, maybe he's promoting Russian propaganda. What do you think about that? Is it legitimate to be critical of the current agreement?
So again, we have to. Russian propaganda is very present in our countries. It's a fact. I have no doubts about that. But also now we have not to become crazy. I mean, it's our right as citizens to comment. Everybody has the right to comment, and from from our point of view, we make our comments with our soul. I don't care about I don't care at all about Russians and their propaganda, but I cannot say that white is black and black is white.